All right, today we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating innovation method, one that literally asks you to get your hands dirty. We're going to break down a framework called CreActionality and see how it teams up with Lego Serious Play to make even the most complicated ideas something you can actually see and touch.
But first, let me ask you something. Are your best ideas invisible? I mean, think about it for a second. How many times have you been in a meeting where a genuinely brilliant idea just gets lost, drowned out in a sea of abstract talk, endless slide decks, and all these assumptions nobody ever says out loud? It's super frustrating, right? And honestly, it's where great ideas often go to die. So, what's the fix? Well, it's about a huge shift in thinking, moving from the abstract to the tangible. Instead of just talking about an idea, we're going to actually build it. By combining this creationality framework with Lego Serious Play, or LSP for short, we take all those hidden assumptions and turn them into a shared physical model that the whole team can see, touch, and finally truly understand together. Okay, so let's start with our first section here, from talk to tangible. To really get a handle on this, we first need to understand how we make that crucial leap, from just talking around our ideas to creating these concrete models that hold real meaning and unlock way deeper insights. And that brings us right to the theory behind the bricks and the incredible power of play. Now, it might sound a little out there, but this idea that we learn and innovate best by doing, not just by passively listening, is, well, it's revolutionary, especially in the business world, and it's all grounded in a really core concept from learning science. The engine that drives this whole approach is a learning theory called Constructivism, and the idea at its heart is just so cool. It says we don't just absorb information like a sponge, we actively construct our understanding by messing around with our experiences, with each other, and with physical stuff. We literally build knowledge. This quote just nails it. Learning is construction, not transmission. We're not just downloading information into our brains. We're building understanding piece by piece. And the key thing to get here is that the act of building with your hands is the act of thinking, just in a different and often much more powerful way. And, this isn't some brand new idea that just popped up. It's got deep roots. It all starts with foundational theories from scholars like Piaget. Then, fast forward to the early 2000s, Lego actually partners with a top business school to turn this theory into a practical tool to solve real business communication problems. And that brings us to today, where LSP is used all over the world to help teams see complex systems and build a shared understanding in a way that feels safe and inclusive for everyone in the room. But look, having a powerful tool like LSP is only half the equation. As the method started to grow, it became pretty clear that some structure was needed. You also need a blueprint for innovation, and that's where our next section comes in. The Creationality framework, which is the essential guide for this entire process. So this framework rests on 3 pillars. First up is creativity. This is where we use our hands to build metaphors, which helps us get past our usual mental roadblocks and unlocks ideas we didn't even know we had. Next comes rationality. This is where we step back, look at what we've built, and really analyze the models to find patterns and make sense of it all. And finally, action. This is about turning those new insights into real-world strategies and experiments we can actually go out and test. And this isn't just a straight line, like a one-and-done kind of thing. No, it's a continuous cycle. It's an awesome, powerful loop. Imagination sparks new ideas, sense-making helps us understand them, and action puts them to the test. And of course, the results from that action feed right back into a new round of creativity. Each stage just fuels the next one. Okay, so we've got the hands-on method, LSP, and we've got the strategic blueprint, creationality. Now for the really cool part, seeing where these two forces meet and create this incredible synergy. This is where the magic happens. And here's why they fit together so perfectly. Let's break this down. The act of building a physical metaphor, that directly fuels the creativity pillar, forcing your brain into new territory. Then, for rationality, having these shared physical models gives everyone a common point of reference. It structures the conversation and makes abstract ideas solid. And for the action pillar, well, building with bricks lets you prototype and test scenarios super fast. You can co-design solutions in minutes, not months. So that's all the theory. But what does this actually look like when you get a team in a room? Let's step inside a workshop for a minute and see how this process makes ideas real. A typical workshop follows this really cool path. It kicks off with everyone building their own individual model of a big concept, something like innovation. Then comes the storytelling part, where each person shares the meaning behind their model, making all that hidden knowledge visible. From there, the team actually merges these individual perspectives into one big shared model of the system. And through that process, you naturally start to see the hidden tensions, the alignments, and all these new opportunities, which you can then translate from brick metaphors into real actionable strategies.
When this works, the benefits are huge. Way stronger creativity, true team alignment, and really inclusive collaboration, because everyone literally had a hand in building the final solution. But let's be real, it's not a magic wand. There are definitely challenges. You might get resistance to trying something so new, maybe a lack of buy-in from leaders, or even just that initial discomfort when wildly different perspectives all come to the surface at once. But here's where the creationality mindset really shines. It teaches you to reframe that resistance. So instead of seeing it as some obstacle you have to crush, you start to see it as just another piece of material to work with, another building block, something to understand, incorporate, and reshape as part of the solution itself. And let's be absolutely 100% clear about one thing. The models built in this process are not toys. They are serious tools. They are the visible, tangible expressions of our invisible thinking. Our assumptions, our insights, our strategies, all brought out into the open for everyone to finally see. Ultimately, this whole process creates this powerful transformation. As the source material puts it so well, models become mirrors, conversations become pathways. The models we build reflect our own thinking back to us, and the conversations we have around them create brand new pathways forward that we can walk together. So, that brings us to the end. And it leaves me with one final question for you to take with you. In your work, on your team, what invisible thinking will you build next?